Hello beautiful people, how is it going? Welcome back, I am Lucas. Today we are checking out the long-awaited album from Tesseract called Sonder. Little piece of side info. The word Sonder means that you come to the realization that other people that you pass and see through your day, they're living the same kind of complicated lives that you are. So the very first song on Sonder is called Luminary. This was one of the very first singles that we got from the album, and a lot of people were excited about it. It comes in with a heavy riff that reminds me of their first album, One. You're gonna see that a lot through this album, which is great because I really like One a lot. It comes down after that. It's very relaxing, and the verse has a very massive chorus and has a massive bridge, and it has another massive ending sequence, which brings us to the next song, which is King. These first two songs open up this album are really good. It starts off with a one type riff again, and and we get screaming from Dan. This is something that's been missing since One itself. We finally got to screaming. He doesn't scream a whole lot, but he just screams in select parts. Has a calm verse, has a once again massive chorus, and the song comes down from the bridge. It gets really soft, and it has massive riffs, and it fades out gently. This album's gonna do that a lot. It has a lot of peaks and valleys throughout the entire album. The next song is Orbital. This is kind of like an outro or even maybe like a tag to King. It's very short. It just has some synth stuff going on, and it has Dan singing over it. So they broke it up into their own song, I guess, to make 7 tracks, but it's kind of really like an outro. Next song up after that, number 4, is Juno. This song starts off great. It's nice and heavy. Once again, got that one vibe coming back, and it has lots of cool slapping bass going on. This one has to be one of the heaviest songs in the album, and it's one of my favorites. It doesn't have a whole lot of soft parts in it, and it's pretty much, it's nice and gritty and heavy. Next one after that is Beneath My Skin. This one starts off with some harmonics, starts off very soft, and it kicks up for a little bit with some riffs before going into, it's a soft chorus, but it's very busy. It's kind of Tesseract's thing. It follows this pattern until it ends with a bang at the end, and then the next song after that is Mirror Image, which is kind of like a second movement to Beneath My Skin. It's not as heavy, and it doesn't have as many peaks and valleys of it, but it is a very good song. It's a very a good accompaniment song to Beneath My Skin. Then we have Smile. This one is, I guess, the second heaviest one on the album. It reminds me a lot of One. It starts off with some heavy riffs. It has once again a busy but soft chorus, and then Dan has a few screams in here. Classic One formula. Song super heavy, which I really like. I like the heavy Tesseract. This would have been missing from them. On Polaris was alright, and it was very complex, but I missed that heaviness that Tesseract had on One. Then the last song, number 7, Arrow. Once again, this is like an outro to Smile. It has some nice riffs in it. It's very short, and then it fades out with a lot of little synth things going on. Like I said, I feel like Arrow is kind of like a little outro or like a second movement or like even maybe a coda, something a little bit extra to Smile. So let's unpack this album a little bit. They have 7 tracks on here, but this album kind of almost feels more of like an extended EP, if that makes any sense. It's not exactly like a full album because you have 7 songs on here, but some of them feel like more like outro or tags to songs than they do actually full developed songs, which is fine because the thought process and the way that the album is laid out is really good. There's tons of heaviness, there's tons of softness, there's a lot of balance on here, which I feel like that was missing on Polaris. This one feels like they took their time, they thought everything out, they wanted to make sure they got everything right, and it feels fleshed out. The production on this album, mix-wise, is very interesting because Akil, the guitar player, he does the mixing and stuff for them, and he's awesome. But the production on here is odd because it's very gritty, it's very mid-heavy, which is... when I think of Tesseract, I think of more of a clean type of production coming from them. The drums are extremely clean, but like a lot of the guitars are a lot of mid-heavy, which it doesn't sound horrible, it's just not what I'm used to hearing from this genre and from him. So I guess he wanted to go for a different type of sound, or he wanted to, I really don't know. But the mix is okay. It's not my favorite mix, but it also isn't my least favorite mix. Dan is screaming again. That is great. I love it. I love the balance that they brought to this album. What rating would I give it? I'm going to have to give it a 4 out of 5. The album was too short. It was only 36 minutes. Like I said, it felt more of like a Not quite a full album, not quite an EP, something like right in between. Sort of like Periphery's Clear, I guess you could say, in lengthwise. I really wish they would have done some more, but this album is great. It's not one great, it's not Altered State great, but it's way better than Polaris. What do you think about the album? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you glad Tesseract's back? Do you wish they would have done something different? Let me know in the comments down below. It's me. We're going to have to be out. Peace.